Shalom, shalom, family. Trying to see where I'm at. Nature, you know, where it's not too defiled. You can actually hear the Most High. It's good to study and spend time out with places like these and elements like these, so you can hear the Most High. But I wanted to break down Psalms chapter 1 right fast, just a little bit of it, in hopes that it can help those continue in the faith, continue to stay pure and less defiled as possible by the world. Keep your walk as narrow and straight as possible. Psalms chapter 1 is it's deep, it's simple, but it's practical when you break it down properly. All right. So I'm gonna go to Psalms chapter 1. I'm gonna start on verse 1. It says that blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahuwah, and his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of waters, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he do shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For Yahuwah knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Doesn't have everlasting life. The way of the unrighteous, the ungodly, the lifestyle, it doesn't last. People think it does. Some people don't care. I mean, that's why I call it the fast life, right? But let's break it down now. First verse. Let's go back to the first verse, all right? It says that blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Let's look at that word blessed, okay? So a lot of people, you look into the Hebrew, this word blessed right here in Psalm chapter 1, it's not the blessed for my Hebrew name, which is Baruch or Barach. It's not Baruch. It's actually Ashar or Shur, Asher or Ashar, which is has a different connotation than actually Baruch, right? Which is to kneel down, which is to anoint, right? That is Baruch, but Ashar is different. Ashar actually can translate to being happy, content, to be complete in a way. And it says that happy is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, right? Let's break this down to counsel, right? Counsel isn't just about something that is that you're sitting down in a conference room, right? No. Counsels, you can also take counsel in your heart. You can take counsel in your mind. You can take counsel in your spirit, right? There's actually in Psalms, I think it's, chapter 10, 11, 18, one of them, it says that David says that how long will I take counsel in my heart and feel sorrow? He took counsel in his heart. And taking counsel is mean to take advice, to adhere to submit to something, to get advice or understanding from someone or something, right? It says that blessed is the man who not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. What we got to do, family, is we have to understand the counsel in our mind and our heart, and understand what voices are we listening to. What are we allowing to enter into our heart and our mind? A lot of people don't know is that there's voices in our head. Oh wow, there's voices? Yes, there's voices. There's voices, yo. And there's the voices of the Most High, the Ruach HaKodesh, right? His word. There's your soul, your desires, the flesh, right? The nature of the flesh, and also Hasatan in the world. Maybe some people you can say Hasatan in the world is the same voice, right? And what you want to do is when you want to take counsel, You want to make sure that whatever you're filling your heart with, whatever voice that you hear, whatever guidance that you have in your head, the voice, the main voice that should be the Aleph, right? The chief, the Resh, in the Hebrew, right? The Resh is the head, is the Most High, right? Let's continue on though. Let's continue on. It says, but his delight is in the law. That's verse 2. But his delight is in the law of Yahuwah. And in his law doth he meditate day and night. See, it's tying in together, right? You want to, the voices in your head, you want to strengthen that voice by what? Sometimes it takes fasting. Sometimes it takes reading. It takes fasting. It takes reading and studying. That's why it says that his delight, he takes pleasure. He desires. So what is that delight? That delight has to be aligned. See, that's the thing. Your desires is what? I said the soul. That's another voice. So you have to allow their soul, your desire, to be in line with the Most High's voice and his what? His law, which is what? The Torah, instruction, correction. You're taking counsel right now, right in your mind. It's deep, family. So you're taking counsel in your mind. And you're meditating on the Most High's word day and night. That means you're seeking him day and night. You're listening to that voice, that first voice, which you know is the Most High. It's pure, it's his word. It's praying, it's seeking him in the morning and the night. That's why it's good to pray 3 times a day or 2 times a day, right? When you wake up and when you go to sleep. To continue to always put that voice or put the Most High first. And it says that he delight in it, right? So you have to find a desire, or you have to sometimes push yourself. Sometimes you have to fast to kill the flesh, to kill that voice of the world, or kill that voice of the flesh, which is I want to eat, I want to watch TV, I'm bored, I want to get on social media and just have meaningless and fruitless conversations, right? I want to watch TV 24/7 or play the game. Now ain't nothing wrong with having different hobbies or different things that you want to do to, just to calm down, wind down. It's cool to want to have fun, right? We're human. But which one are you taking counsel with? You're having advice. You're seeking for spiritual delight and pleasure. Which one is your strength? What fruits are you pulling from? Right? So it's okay to do those things, but you want to always take counsel. You want the chief. You want the head. You want the Most High to lead your body. Right? What Christ say that the light of the eye of the body, if it's light, the whole body is light. If it's dark, the whole body is dark. If you're always thinking about fleshy things, you're going to use your body as for fleshy instruments. You're going to use your instruments of your body for fleshy deeds, for wicked deeds. Right? You don't want to do that. Let's continue. It says, and he shall be like this, verse 3. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. That's peaceful. That's real. When you think about it, that's dope. And it says his leaf shall also not wither, nor whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Man, he said that he shall be like a tree planted by the water. A tree planted by the water. When you're taking counsel, when you're always feeding that voice of the Most High, you're always allowing it to guide you. You're strengthening your spirit, your ruach. And you're aligning it with the Ruach HaKodesh, right? Which is the Most High Spirit and his Torah. Then you will be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. Why? Because you're connected to the source. You're the streamline right to the source. That's the Most High. That's his law. That's his delight. So what does that mean practically? What do we do? What does that mean? That means praying. That means fasting. That means reading his word. That means seeking him, thinking how can I please him. Yeah, it's hard work, but and it sounds like hard work, right? I know it sounds like, to those who's listening, who's gonna listen to this, or if you tell anybody, it sounds like hard work when that's when you know right then and there you're led by your flesh. You're led by your own desires. You're led by your soul. Because when you are already, hooked to the source, or you seek it, that doesn't sound like too much hard work. But when you get like that, I don't want to do that, that's when you know right there, you need to kill your flesh. You need to go fast. You need to go pray. You need to go seek the Most High. Repent. Because at this point, you probably already been met. The eye of the body is dark already. If this sounds like too much for you, if the Most High, if the worship and the praise of the Most High is obedient to actually look as the Most High, as our Most High Elohim, if this is a problem, what I'm reading, then yes, you need to go repent. That's just keeping it real. Because you already led by your flesh. Because this is simple. This is basic. This is milk. Let's continue. It says that his fruit shall, and what's the key? It says, bring it forth fruit in its due season. See, that's the thing too. It's walking, not going to be a walking, talking Hamashiach yet. You know what I'm saying? You're not just going to be everywhere you go 24/7. You're going to be fruitful. You're going to be healing, laying hands, and you're going to be giving the word. You're going to be giving all these revelations. Now, it's not going to always be like that. It's going to be tough times. It's going to be seasons. It's going to be times where you're going to have the most fruits. Springtime, right? Summer, a little bit of that. You know, certain fruits be produced the best, and in the winters, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to continue to fill yourself with the word and be low key and just stay warm with the Most High. Stay close to Him, the Spirit, and stay out the way. You know, and then eventually eventually your fruits will show again. You know, so sometimes you need to chill. Sometimes you don't need to be on social media posting scriptures. Sometimes you don't need to be in everybody's face trying to give them the word. Sometimes you just need to be in that quiet place with the Most High, or just working on yourself, really working on yourself, and make sure that when that season comes, what fruit are you going to produce? Because all winter you could be eating Doritos and Cheetos and listening to worldly music, listening to the Baby, and listening to Kendrick Lamar, and listening to all these rappers out. You know what I'm saying? Listening to trap music, listening to twerk music, watching Netflix, and seeing all these homosexual images and all of this stuff, right? All of this stuff. In your winter season, in the season where you're supposed to be what? Meditating day and night, in the season where you're supposed to be what? Stuck to the vine and receiving everything that you need to receive, and filling yourself and strengthening that counsel, strengthening the Most High, right? Strengthening your spirit, aligning your flesh, your soul, delighting in the Most High. So when that season do come, you can what? Like it says, you can bring forth fruit in this due season, right? In His season, right? And His leaf shall not wither, and whatsoever He doeth shall prosper. That is how you do. It's so beautiful. This Psalm chapter 1 is beautiful, man. When you think about it, and it aligns with nature. This is why it's important. You need to get out to the elements of nature and see and watch how practical it is, but also how much parallels you see with us, nature, and the Most High's word, His creation, right? And everything that He doeth shall prosper. Yes, the Most High will bless you. That's the part of it. You look Deuteronomy chapter 28. We always read the curses, but we'll never read the blessings when we follow and keep His commandments. There's blessings that come with it, but we got to make sure our heart's right too, though. But because you can say you keep the commandments, you can wear your fringes, you can worship on the Sabbath, or and do all these things, but if you ain't living right, that heart ain't right, that heart ain't circumcised, you're not gonna receive the blessings. But let's continue. It says, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Yep, soon this thing. When you're not connected to the source, what says the waters? Let's get even deeper, family. The rivers of waters is the word. It's the Ruach HaKodesh, it's the Holy Spirit, it's the word, it's Hamashiach, right? You go to 1 John, He was the word was with God, He was the word, He was God, right? You already know that. Hamashiach is the Torah, right? And He's also the Spirit, because what? He gave up the Comforter, right? He said that when I leave, don't worry, because when I leave, I'm going to comfort you with the Ruach HaKodesh. That's John, chapter 11, 13, 14, whatever, but you get what I'm saying. So that rivers is the Ruach HaKodesh. You need that. You not only need the word, because what it says, you not only need the law, but you need to be a tree planted by the rivers of water. You need the Ruach. Because if you don't, you will be like the ungodly, and you will wither. This is why when you live an unrighteous life or live a sinful life, it's draining. After that, first it's always, oh man, it's fun. You hang around all different people, you're fun. Y'all fornicating, or y'all doing whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Listening to worldly music, all gives you this, you're listening to some trap and you just vibing, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's cool, like, yeah, I'm feeling it, like, I feel good. I honestly feel good listening to trap, like, hey, I'm about to right? But eventually, when a problem occurs, when you don't feel good, None of that stuff works. When you after you fornicate, when you keep fornicating, you feel empty. After you keep, and especially for my brothers out there, after you ejaculate, masturbation, you feel empty. You feel weak. And you're like the chaff, you want to wither away. Sinful life. That's why it says that in verse 6 it says that the ungodly shall perish. Because it's not hooked to the vine. That's why it says it's like the chaff. You burn that and you blow it away. If you know about the agriculture and stuff like that, like that stuff gets burnt in the heat and it's done. It withers. The wind blows it away because it's dry. It's empty. It doesn't have no ruach. It doesn't have no ruach. Right? So it says the ungodly are not so, but I like the chaff. The wind driveth it away. That's why we got to be connected to the ruach. And we can get into that too. You know what I'm saying? Through praise, through worship, through fasting, through seeking the Most High, through coming to the Most High, repenting and being shamefaced, to ask Him for the receiving of the Ruach HaKodesh. People don't like to talk about it, but yeah, to receive, to actually be filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, we have to seek the Most High. And when you do have that, when you do receive it and you are filled, you have to continue to abide in it. That's why it says that you shall be a tree planted by the rivers of water. So as you keep reading and studying and praying and worshiping, the Most High is filling you with things spiritually, subconsciously, and consciously. So when Most High sends somebody your way, you prepared to give them that fruit. You prepared to actually, bless them. They can receive something from you. They can actually eat from you. That's why. And that's why it's important that we have the Ruach. That's important why we are like trees planted by the river. You know what I'm saying? So we can have those fruits in due season. I'm thinking of stuff and I'm forgetting what else I'm about to say. So, but what else? And it says, therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. That's so deep. Because even when the counsel in your mind, right? Once you continue to fill that with worship and praise music, right? Yeah, praise music or the word, and you continue to fill it with righteousness and pureness and not defile it, those other voices, the voice of this world, Hasatan, your flesh, it gets smaller, smaller, smaller. Thoughts become less and less and less. You become more stronger and righteous. You become more, the spirit is strengthened. You have more self-control over your body. You have self-control over your mind. Because remember, the light of the body, if the eye of the body is light, the whole body is light. If it's dark, the whole body is dark. If the eye of the body, that counsel, is submitted into righteousness, the light, which is the Most High, which is Torah, which is Yeshua HaMashiach, right? If it's submitted to that, the whole body is light. You have more control over your mind and your body. Now your temple is holy. Now it's set apart. Now the Most High can use you. Now you can prosper. Whatever you do, it shall prosper. Because whatever you're doing it in righteousness, right? And it's going to be on the job as well. It's going to be on the job. It's going to be in school. It's going to be whatever you're doing. And when you're doing it in righteousness, and you're doing it for the kingdom, right? Everything's going to prosper. The Most High is going to provide. Easy. But we can never get to that level because we haven't actually took the milk and actually did this, and sometimes we haven't seen it practically being, walked out. You know what I'm saying? But I hope this helps. I hope this helps y'all watch this. I didn't want this to be that long, but yeah. And it says that the sin. Oh yeah, let me continue. It says, nor the sinners in the congregation of the righteous. Yeah, the voices. And we're talking about this on a spiritual level. This works in the carnal as well. So when you're in the midst of some righteous assemblies or righteous counsel, the wicked will not stand, right? Because what? A light exposes darkness. What does 1 John say? It says that the light was in the world, because Hamashiach was the light, and it said the dark couldn't comprehend the light. And when you go into the Greek, and even to the Hebrew, I can't pronounce the word in Greek, man. It's a crazy word. But it doesn't mean just comprehend. It means to take hold of, to lay hold of, right? It can't. That's why dark and light can't mix. Because of it, it's gonna be exposed. It's gonna be exposed. Like you turn on the light People got roaches in their house. I'm just saying, you turn on the light, and roaches scatter. It exposes. So no, they will not. And this is why we, and obviously what is it in Revelation? It talks about the kingdom, or everything that's defiled will not be in the kingdom. The dogs, the fornicators, the adulterers, the liars, the deceivers, all of those who's wicked and have iniquity in their heart, the Jezebels, the Ahabs, all of them, they will not make it to the kingdom. They will not be in the kingdom. They will be outside the gates, because they are defiled, because they're sinners. Because what? The ungodly shall not stand in judgment. No sinners. Because think about it, your lifestyle, and when you're like a tree planted by the rivers, your lifestyle, your fruits will judge people. You ain't even gotta say nothing. Your fruits, the way you behave, the way you shamefaced, the way you keep your mouth closed, you don't say things, the way you don't use profanity like that, and you don't use profanity, or you don't use cursings or slander, and other people around you are doing it, they're going to notice that, and they're going to know that, oh man, this person's righteous. I can't even talk around them. I can't gossip around them, because they mess around and tell, or they might think I'm this and that. It's spiritual, family. I'm telling you. For my sisters, man, I'm not want to make this long, but I'm just saying, my sisters, that when you're shamefaced, righteous, when you're not only your head covered, but your spirit is covered. Not only your head covered, but you're not naked. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you're not being out here like these other little ratchet girls out here, man. When you're shamefaced, when you're meek, when you're submissive, and you're quiet, you're not always in somebody else's business, or you're not always talking to every other dude, or in every other DMs, or you're not posting pictures on social media of you half naked and trying to get attention. When you're shamefaced, and when you're posting scriptures, or when you're showing your lifestyle, or whatever, other sisters gonna know, and they ain't gonna want to be around you, or they gonna hate you. They gonna find something about you. They don't want to be around you. It works with that for my brothers. It works with that for those who are righteous. That's why it says that the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. In the congregation, just when you're assembled together, because they're going to be convicted and exposed. And in your mind, the same way. The counsel in your mind, when your soul, your spirit, when your soul, when your body, the flesh, all those voices in your head align with the Most High. All those other little small things that's from the world, from Hasatan, from wicked spirits or demons or whatever, they won't have no chance. So that's all I wanted to say, y'all. But yeah. And to break down the voices a little more, like I said, you're the voice of the Most High, your flesh, your soul, Hasatan in the world. Your flesh is your flesh is your natural desire, like your hunger. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can be hungry, right? But you don't want to eat nothing. Your body could be like, oh, no, I'm hungry, your stomach growling. But say you got upset that day and you mad, you don't want to eat. That's your soul. Your desire is not to, but your flesh, your body is telling you it wants to. And that works in different things. But same thing with the Hasatan in the world. You know what I'm saying? The world might say, it's okay to, listen to worldly music, or it's okay to, be free. And then Hasatan will come over there and sneak and be like, yeah, it's okay to be free, and it's okay to sin. You should go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? But, and it gets deeper, family, but the video's going longer and longer. I don't want it to be that long, but, the Psalms chapter 1 we went over. Read it yourself. Hope you read it when I was going through the video, but meditate on it. Be filled. And strengthen your walk, man. Strengthen your faith. Keep the faith. And I'll talk to you guys later. Shalom. All praise to the Father. All esteem to Yahweh. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach, our King. Kingdom's coming. Shalom.